And I want to start there with my next guest. Dr. Peter Juni is a professor of epidemiology and medicine at the University of Toronto and the scientific director of Ontario's COVID-19 Science Advisory Table. Dr. Juni, good morning. Good to see you. So before we get to some other topics on COVID-19, let's begin with your reaction to Pfizer saying we need a third dose, this at a time when we haven't seen vaccine equity around the world. A lot of countries haven't even had people get a first shot. Now they're saying some people might need a third one. What do you make of it?
Yeah, look, this is related to the experience in Israel. You are aware of that. They have now a next wave, smallish sort of still, luckily in Israel because of Delta. And what they found there was at odds with the rest of the world. Their vaccine effectiveness was a bit lower against Delta. And one of the plausible explanations was indeed that some people were actually vaccinated too early with the second shot. One other possibility there is still that their interval between first and second dose was so short, 3 to 4 weeks, that they didn't have an optimal immune reaction, and therefore we need to continue looking into that. What becomes very obvious is sooner or later we will all need booster shots. But when this will be and how, we will find out later.
Okay, let's turn to the province of Ontario, which is now in stage 2. We have surpassed the goal set out by the province to go into stage 3. You have said that the province is not ready to go into stage 3, and some of your colleagues have respectfully disagreed with you on this, saying that the vaccines have changed things. Ontario is lagging behind other provinces when it comes to easing restrictions. Do you still stand by that statement? You don't think Ontario should be going to the next level?
We shouldn't rush ahead. You know, those colleagues who actually respectfully disagree probably do not understand the full epidemiology here. That's the challenge, no? What we have is a situation where Alpha, the previous variant that created the third wave, could have been controlled really well. Just to give you a hunch, you know, regarding this, if 80% of the population had been fully vaccinated. And what the thresholds that were developed, you know, just were referring to was the situation with Alpha. Now, to give you a comparison for Delta, the coverage, the vaccine coverage in the province with 2 doses eventually should be way above 90%. And this distinction between 80 and 90 already just gives you a ballpark about that we just need to move these thresholds a little bit. But, you know, the point here is if we just stick to the roadmap as this was specified with these 3-week intervals, after about 2.5 to 3 weeks, we will have reached the 70% anyway, and we will also know actually how step 2 impacted on the case numbers. Remember, Delta is not impressed by what we're doing. It just stays stubbornly at about 150 cases a day. And we don't want that Delta starts to take off as in other places, including Israel. You know, remember, Israel really had a heavy success with their vaccine rollout, but still they're struggling. If we just are a little bit patient here and just stick to the plan, it's just about sticking to the plan, 2.5 to 3 weeks between steps, we just will be okay. It's not a big deal. Just let's not be too impatient.
Yeah, I think what I hear from people, doctor, is what does Ontario know that the rest of the other provinces don't, or parts of the United States, because we are so far behind with our reopening. And it gets confusing. I think you can agree when we hear about the sort of protection that we get from the vaccine. We've heard from double-dose vaccine, we've heard everything from 60 up to over 90%.
Yes. So first of all, when we talk about, you know, reopening envy here, look at Florida. Florida is in exponential growth again. They have 6 times as many cases as we do daily, for example, and it shows you there's a challenge. We have
But
much
are those
more
people dying and going to hospital? Because wasn't the initial goal for us to keep the hospital system in a place where they could handle other cases, not overwhelm the healthcare system is what I'm trying to say. And now people are saying, what, are we trying to eradicate the virus?
No. The point here is when you start to be in exponential growth, the hospitalization rates in Florida are higher than our hospitalization rates. Once you start to be in exponential growth, you need to stop it again. So what you just want to avoid is to get there. You just want to stay flat, relatively flat, and then increase the vaccination still more so that we start to see a disconnect between the number of cases and hospitalizations. We just need a little bit more time to get there, but of course that's the aim for sure. We don't make it into a COVID zero, and that's not the aim here. The aim is that we don't see exponential growth again and then need to start just to rule back with our opening. We want to stay with the opening where we are and just move forward. And we're in the right spot for that. Remember, there's no province in Canada that has as many Delta variants as we have percentage-wisely. We're at more than 80% right now. We're talking about 10 days now. We're not talking about months. Let's just be a little bit patient and let's stick to the plan. The plan is a good one.
All right, we're sticking to the plan. Dr. Juni, thank you so much. Great to see you,
Thanks a lot.
as always.